Okay.
How about if first do one example of multiple inheritance,
Okay.
and then we can look ahead into one more example of uh, encapsulation, like
Okay.
data encapsulation.
Okay.
And the third thing we can look at will be our class variables.
Okay.
Okay.
Encapsulation goes with abstraction, right?
Encapsulation, it works like this. So encapsulation means that how can we make our data not available for everyone, like nobody else can change it. Okay,
So
so I
data
will keep
hiding.
explain like data hiding, like, so I will keep explaining it while we go on. Like I'm first going to explain our multiple inheritance, and then we'll come back to our data encapsulation and our class variables. Okay,
Okay.
so let's first do our multiple inheritance. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so how about we first comment them all out. So shall we create a new file? So I'll be creating a new file named as multiple inheritance. Let's click OK. Okay, so now we're starting about a new topic named as multiple inheritance. So what actually multiple inheritance is? Multiple inheritance means that, first of all, when we're doing inheritance, we were doing this. We were creating a class, which was, we first created a simple class, and then we created another class, which actually inherited from a parent class. So the new class will become a child class, and the class it inherited from will become a parent class. But in a multiple inheritance, what we are going to do is we are going to create two classes, two main classes, and then we are going to create another class which is going to inherit from two of its parent classes. Okay, so I'm going to take an example of a team member. So first we'll create, so I'm going to take an example of a company. Okay, so in a company we'll first create a class for a team member, and then we create a new class for our workers, and at the end we'll create a new class named as team leader, and this team leader class will be inherited from team member and worker as well. So what I actually mean is, in real life, our team leader should belong to our team, like he should be a team member uh, of our team, and one more thing, he should be a worker of our company. Okay, so we'll do both of these. So first of all, I'm going to create my class named as team member. So for that purpose, I'm going to say class and team member, like this. Just press enter, and in here, and I'm going to say def. And as always, as I told you before, we need to give an initiator. Okay, so how about we give underscore, sorry, in here we're going to give underscore init. Okay, so team member this team member should have two characteristics. Okay, so I'm going to give him two characteristics. The first one is going to be name, and the second one is going to be his ID, like user ID. So for that, I'm going to say UID, that's user ID. Okay, and then I'm going to press enter. And as always, as I told you before, whenever you create a new class and then you create initiator, we need to initiate two values. So first I'm going to say self.name. Self.name is going to be equals to name again, like this, and press enter. And then self.uid is going to be equals to the UID that user gives us, like the user ID. Okay, I hope it's clear till now.
Yes, it
So,
is.
okay, how about we create another parent class? The next parent class is going to be named as always, we need to give two spaces. then we need to work on another class. I'm going to say class, and as I told before, we're going to create a class named as worker. So now, uh, like I told before, like a team member, like a team leader should be a team member as well as a worker of a company. So I'm going to create a worker of my company. So for that purpose, I'm going to say worker, colon, press enter. In here, I'm going to say def and space init underscore underscore init, like this. And to my worker, I'm going to give two more characteristics to it. The first one is going to be pay, okay, and the second one is going to be job title, like this. And then press enter, okay. So this is how it works. It works like this: def init and then self comma pay comma job title. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and say self, as again, whenever we create an initiator, we're going to say self dot pay equals to pay, press enter, and in here I'm going to say self dot job title equals to, and it's going to be equals to job title, whatever user gives us job title. Okay, so this is how we create two parent classes. Now let's go ahead and create our child class, and this child class is going to be inherited from our two main classes named as team member and worker. So for that purpose, I'm going to say class, and in here I'm going to say team member, team leader, actually team leader, and give some space. Within here, I'm going to say team member, comma, worker, because I want my child class to now inherit from two more classes. The first one is going to be team member, and the second one is going to be worker, like this. And here comes the most important part. Okay, so in here, how about what I say you? How about I say you that we need one more characteristics in our team leader. I want to check what is the experience of my team leader. Okay, so for that purpose, we're first going to create our initiator, which belongs to a team leader class. As you might know, like before in our inheritance, we didn't create another init, but in our multiple inheritance, you need to create an init function which will inherit all the values from our parent classes. So I'm going to say this def and then init underscore underscore init, and within this init I'm going to say go ahead and import like name and user ID, and with these of two things belongs to our team member class. And how about we also import job title, job title, and the pay, all of these things from our parent classes. And we need one more thing, as I told you, that I want to add one more characteristics to my team leader, and that is going to be named as exp or experience. Okay, so
All
now
right.
let's go ahead, and as you know, all of these things have already been initiated except our exp or experience. I have to initiate it, so I'm going to say self.exp equals to exp, whatever user gives us. Okay, and as you know, we need to import our name, ID, job title, and pay from our parent classes. For that purpose, how can we do them? For that purpose, I'm going to say this: team leader or team member dot, and then init underscore underscore init. And as you can see, it already gave us the team member. Who is the team member? And the team member have two of the characteristics named as name and ID, like this. So we can go ahead and say self, comma, name, comma, user ID, like this. So we have imported name and user ID from our team member class. Using the same technique, I'm also going to import some more characteristics from my worker class. How can I do it? I'm going to say worker dot init. As you can see, it already says we can import two things, pay and job title. I'm going to do the same thing. Say self first, comma, pay, comma, job title, like this. All right. So now we have imported everything. We have imported name, user ID, pay, job title, and we have also added one more characteristic into our team leader, that was his experience. Okay. So now here comes one more lesson for you. So the lesson works like this. Whenever we create a new class, whenever we create a new object of our class, whatever present in our init function will run. Okay. So I'm going to say one more thing. I'm going to say print, and within this print, I want to print his name, his pay, and his experience. Okay, just these are three things. We can also print whatever we want, but I'm just going to say, how about we pick one thing from our team member class, one thing from our worker class, and one more thing from our team leader class, just to show you that how can we do them. So first of all, I said print, and then you might have guessed what kind of print are we going to use. We are going to use our formatted string, which starts with an F. Okay, so in here I'm going to say name equals to, and if I need to use the name variable, how can I use it? Within my S string, I need to give this curly brackets, and in here I'm going to say name or self dot name. As I told you, these are like name, UID, pay, job title. All of these are instance variables. Okay, they belongs to a particular instance. Okay, and whenever you call an instance variable, we say it self dot name. We always need to start it with a self. Okay, and then comma. How about, oh sorry, not here. Outside of the class, now I'm going to say name, and then we're going to say pay is equals to, and then let's go ahead and use some more curly brackets. In here, I'm going to say self dot pay, and again, let's give some space. And in here, I'm going to say experience equals to, and give some curly brackets. In here, I'm going to say self dot exp, just like that. Okay, so now comes the time when we actually go ahead and create our team leader. Okay, I'm going to press enter, come out of this class, and there we are going to create our team leader. Okay, so how about I name my team leader as Jack. Jack equals to, how about we do some other name? I'm going to go ahead with Ali again. Ali equals to, Ali equals to a team leader. Uh-oh. Ali belongs to a team leader class. So Ali, it will be a team leader. And as we all know, we have imported all the characteristics into the init function of our team leader. Now we can go ahead and give all of these things as input to our team leader. There you go. We have a name, UID, job title, pay, and experience, all of these available within our team leader. So first of all, I'm going to give it a name. How about I say Ali again, Ali, comma. Now we're to give it as user ID. I'm going to give 1100. This is going to be his user ID, comma, his job title. His job title will be leader, team leader. Okay, I'm just taking them as example. Okay, so we gave our job title. Now we need to give his pay. His pay is going to be $5,000, comma, his experience. His experience is going to be of 5 years, just like that. And what do you think? As soon as I run this program, what will happen? First of all of these things will be initiated, all of things will be assigned to their particular variables. And the second thing that is going to happen is, or this print statement will run as soon as I press run, because print statement was given within our init function, and this init function will run whenever a new object is created. And we just created a new object named as Ali. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to run it, see what happens. We need to run our multiple inherited class. There we go. It says name is Ali, pay is 5,000, and experience is 5 years. Are we good till yet?
Yeah.
Very good. So for the last thing, okay, so for the last thing, we are going to look at our data encapsulation. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new class again.
Okay.
To be named as data encapsulation.py. Okay, so what is data encapsulation? And so the actual purpose of using classes, when the classes were invented, I think, so the actual purpose of using classes was this: we need to keep the data of our users private. We want them to be changed just by authoritative persons, not by anyone else. Okay, so for that purpose we use data encapsulation. Okay, so I'm going to say this: using OpenPython we can restrict access to methods and variables. Okay, so this will prevent data from direct modification. Okay, so no one can go ahead and directly modify data within a class. Okay, so we call it encapsulation. Okay, so in Python we donate private attributes using underscores. Okay, so whenever you want to create a very private attribute or a private variable, what we can do is we need to use that private attribute using a prefix of underscore, one or double underscores. Okay,